Char, I want to talk about branding, becoming visible, and the importance of self. Highly successful women don't leave things to chance. They build networks, leverage their connections, and go after what they want. This frame of mind highlights the importance of self-branding, which is essential to climb and perhaps lead or own the corporate ladder.
Good morning. Darlene, thank you very much for inviting me to be on the panel, to the board and the leadership of this fine organization. Branding. I've spent the last 20 years of my life in corporate training. And what I decided to do in the area of corporate training was to focus on corporate etiquette and protocol. And lots of folks don't really think about those particular skills. We go to school, we get our degrees, and we get our technical training, but we really don't think about the social side of who we're being in a corporate setting. And that's very important, and it's sometimes particularly challenging for women because we're viewed in a certain way. How we look, how our size, our shape, the color of our hair. We have special challenges in the workplace. A gentleman comes in, he has on a suit and tie, and nobody thinks anything about it. We walk in a room, is that dress a little too short? That's a little snug, isn't it? A little too much cleavage today, don't you think? Did you see Mary Ann? Oh, my. There are things that we have to think about that the average gentleman doesn't have to think about. So we as women, we have to think about our personal brand, who do we say ourselves to be, and we have to be intentional about that. How many of us get up in the morning and we lay 5 suits out on the bed before we decide which one we're going to put on, right? It happens. Or you put on, not you. Just the one with the tag on it, that's the one you grab, right? Those are the things that we have to think about. Brand developing our personal brand, and then after we develop it, managing our personal brand, and then protecting our personal brand. Those are things that we have to think about that perhaps men don't have to think about quite so intensely. So working in corporate etiquette and protocol has really allowed me to have conversations with women and just have them see themselves for the unique individuals that they are, being confident in who they are, and taking a little special extra time to really develop their brand in a very powerful way. You know, I've had just a few jobs in my life. I've been self-employed most of my life, but the few jobs that I've had, I never was really qualified for on paper. It required a degree. I didn't get my degree until I was 45 years old. I went back to school and got my degree. But I believe it was my presentation that was important, my ability to communicate who I was and what my beliefs and my value systems were, that was important, and what I would be able to deliver to that organization. That was a part of my brand. Being able to communicate clearly, succinctly, look a certain way, deliver myself in a certain way. That was a part of my brand. So we as women, we are a little more challenged in the workplace. And we have to be concerned about things that perhaps men don't have to be concerned about. But ladies, I challenge you every day just to take a look at who am I being, what am I projecting over and above my technical skills, talents, and education. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And certainly, in this day and age, we have to be conscious about our social media presence. I think it's something that we all overlook in terms of our presentation, in terms of our branding, because if we are one way at work and we are something completely different on Facebook and Twitter, and especially Instagram, then you're gonna have competing images and nobody's gonna know who you are, and they may opt for the Instagram picture and not for the person in the corporate lunchroom.